Hi guys, welcome to episode number 36 of the video podcast, Me and My Dog and Some Yarn. Today is October 19th, 2014. It is a Sunday, a beautiful Sunday here in Houston, Texas. It's about 73 degrees. So after I film this, I'm going to go outside and help my husband. He is filming a video on how to make his chalk beer. So, I guess it's a busy filming day here at the Black Horse house. I guess I'll tell you where I've been since you haven't seen me in a while. First off, I was sick. I got a nasty virus and was sick for about 4 days. I'm feeling much better now. But right after I started feeling a little better, Dottie got sick and she had a swollen eye. And so I took her to the vet the next day, and I thought maybe a bug had bitten her. But come to find out, she's got glaucoma. I had to take her to an ophthalmologist. Oh, you can see her eye now. She had to have her eye removed. Very heartbreaking. She's doing fine, though. As you can see, it's this eye right here. And yeah, I took her in to the ophthalmologist, and they gave her some drops, and they told me if the drops didn't work in 2 days, that the pressure was so high they would have to remove the eye because it was very painful. It was like a person having a migraine. So she took the drops, and they helped a little bit, but not enough. And the doctor had warned me that she would probably have to have her eye removed. That usually when the eye is that far gone, it can't be saved. So she had her eye removed. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. So it's been, what, 8 days? And she's doing much better. They had to shave her beautiful eyelashes on that one eye, but she's still gorgeous. I still love her. I feel bad for her. We've been teasing around the house saying that she was going to be a pirate for Christmas. I mean, for Halloween, because I always dress her up for Halloween. So she might be a pirate this year. Yeah, she'd make a good pirate. So anyways, this is little Dottie, and she's feeling much, much better. Yeah, much better. So what else has been going on? Mom and I went to the yarn crawl, the Hill Country, Texas yarn crawl. It's called the best little yarn crawl in Texas, and it is. This is our second year going, and this time we went for 2 days. Well, we went 2 weekends. The first weekend, we went to Austin and San Antonio, and we spent the night in San Antonio. And then yesterday, my mom and dad came with me, and we went to the last 3 yarn shops, and we turned in our passport, and we're in for the drawing, which is a $500 worth of yarn and bags. It's just an amazing prize. Plus, there's prizes for each store you stop at. So there were 13 stores total, and we just had a blast. And I am stocked up on yarn now for at least a year. Yeah, so that was great. And I will show you all that. But let's go ahead and get into the podcast. Dottie, you're going to have to rest. Take a little rest and take a little nap. Okay, so WIPs. I began a project, well, supposedly began a project on the yarn crawl. My mom and I had decided we would both knit Turkish bed socks. So we had some Kigwoi, is that how you say it? I don't have a label for this because some kind, really sweet Raveler sent me a skein of Kigwoi, and I don't have the number, but it's gorgeous in blue. And as you can tell, I didn't get very far. I started to cast on Saturday night. We had gone to the Riverwalk in San Antonio. We stayed in the Menger Hotel, which is really fun. I had always wanted to stay there. Um, it's supposed to be haunted. It was built in the mid 1800s, and Teddy Roosevelt used to go there in the bar, and that's where he would recruit the Rough Riders. So it was pretty fun. We did not see any ghosts, which is good because I'm a big scaredy cat. My mom was hoping to see one, but I was thinking, no way, I don't want to see one. Supposedly there's a ghost, a lady who sits in the old lobby of the Menger and she knits. And someone once asked her, what did they ask her? They asked her a question, a yes or no question, and she said no. I think they asked if they could sit with her or something like that, and she just meanly turns around and said no. So that's pretty scary. Very, very scary. But anyways, I did not get to cast on my Turkish bed socks. I had made us matching little bags and everything. Mom did not, well, Mom did cast on. She was able to cast on, and she got through, I think, step one. But I made us little bags for our yarn crawl, and they're little sheep and Texas. And I love my bag. I think Mom loves hers too. So I will cast this on possibly tonight. So we will see. Yeah, that's about it. I did finish some objects. So let me show you. First, I finished my Jack socks, and the yarn is Knitsomniac Designs in the Jack and Sally colorway. Jack and Sally colorway, and they are gorgeous. I love them. Love, love, love them. They turned out really, really pretty. And so these will get worn this week, I'm sure. Let's see, what else? I started the barn raising blanket, and this is my first square. And I can't remember the yarn that I used for this. It is sock yarn. I had made Tori a scarf last year for Christmas, and it's supposed to look like tiger, but of course when you make it in this pattern, it doesn't look so much like a tiger, but you can kind of see it. I did not knit it as big as it said. I think it said to go 43 stitches on each side, and I made it 29 stitches on each side because I wanted to have more colors in my blanket and not so big. This pattern comes out of a book, and I can't remember the name of the book, but I borrowed it from the library. So if you guys don't want to buy the book, you can look for the library. Ravelry has a really good tool. If you click on the pattern, underneath the pattern, or to the side of the pattern, I can't remember, it will say how to get the book. Like there's a little Amazon button, and you can order it there. But I think underneath that it says check your local library, and I did. And I found that the library out off of Cypresswood, the Harris County Library, had the pattern, had the book. Fabulous library. I have not been there before. I've checked this book out. The Harris County Library near me isn't very big, and but when I went into this library, I had told the lady I was looking for knitting books, and they pointed me in the right direction, and I found them, and then I went to check out. And when I came back down to check out, the lady said, "Do you know about our knitting group?" And I said, "No. Do you have a knitting group?" And she said, "Yes, it's going on right now. You should go check it out." So I did not check it out because it was a Friday, and I never, ever get to leave the office early on Fridays. But she said it was from 12 to 2, and it was about 1:30 when I was there. I got off half a day that Friday. So anyways, that was pretty cool. If I ever get off early on a Friday, I probably would go check it out because it sounded like fun. So anyways, so that's my barn raising square, my first one. And I do have one more project that I finished. And then I'm going to show you all my loot that I got on the yarn crawl. It's okay, Daddy. Settle down. Oh, do you guys want to see a close-up of her eye? Oh, isn't she pretty? She's so pretty. Oh my goodness. She's got purple stitches. I know you guys can't see that, but she's got a lot of bruising up through here. And she's got purple stitches. She's beautiful. Come lay back down. Lay back down. Okay. And I feel so bad for her. She knocks into everything with this cone. Come lay down. Come here. Come lay down. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. So I finished my Lady Charming, and I need to block it. And I need you guys to tell me how to block this thing, because it has the pattern, the cable pattern going down the shoulder and sleeve, and I really want to show that pattern off, so I need to pull it as I block it. But being on the shoulder, how do I do that? Does anybody know? Here is the sweater, and I have not blocked it. I have weaved in all the ends. Here is the sleeve. I'm thinking maybe roll up a towel and stuff down the sleeves, and maybe let it dry that way by pulling these out so you can see the pretty pattern. I don't know. Do you guys have a suggestion? If so, please message me on Ravelry and let me know. I would very much like to know how I can block that so that you see the pretty pattern going down the sleeve. So that was Lady Charming, and I made it out of Cascade 220. It is 100% wool. I did not even bother blocking it to wear on the yarn crawl because it was about 80 degrees here in Texas and way, way too hot for wool. So there's a few things coming up in the next month, and I'm hoping to be able to wear it to one of those events. So we'll see. So let me go ahead and tell you about the yarn crawl. Okay, so okay, what you do is you can sign up online ahead of time. Some of the stores had it to where you can buy your passport ahead of time. I called the first shop that we were going to visit, which was in Horseshoe Bay, Texas, which is on the north side of Austin. It's not in Austin. It's probably about 45 miles north of Austin. So I called them. It was Nan's Needleworks, and the nice lady, I think her name was Ruth, she went ahead and put my mom and my name on the list, and then we picked up our passport there and paid for it. It was $10, and they give you a passport, little cardboard passport. I posted a picture on Instagram if you want to see it, but it has the list of all of the shops on there, and then what you do when you go to each shop, they stamp it. So once you have your whole passport full of stamps, you turn it in for the price. So the first place we went to was Nan's Needleworks, and the $10, you got the passport and this cute little plastic bag. The bags are different every year. Last year was a cloth bag with a drawstring. This one is super nice because it has the handles. So I was very happy with the bag. And then they give you a little book like this. And the little book has all of the shops listed in here. It has a map of where the shops are located and which store is where. And it tells you how to play and how you can win. And then each store is listed in the book, and it tells about a little bit about each store, where it's located, their phone number, their website. And so there were a total of 13 stores on the crawl. Getting a quilted skein. Many of these stores I have never been to. Some of them are new. I believe they have to be in business for a year before they are allowed to be a part of the crawl. But it was super fun. So for the rest of the podcast, I'm just going to show you my haul, my crawl haul. So if you're not interested in seeing what I got and hearing about the different stores on the crawl, then you might just want to skip to the next podcast, because the rest of this will just be what I got on the crawl. So, okay, so the first stop was Horseshoe Bay, and that was Nan's Needleworks. And at Nan's Needleworks, and if you're watching this with earbuds, I'm very sorry, because there will be some rattling going on here. Nan's Needleworks. I'll try to be quiet. I am not seeing Nan's Needleworks. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. Okay, so, you know, being the beginning of the crawl, I didn't want to go too crazy with the yarn. I had saved up my money for probably 6 months, knowing that I was going to go on the crawl and knowing that I was going to want money to spend. So I have been on a yarn diet for about 6 months. I've bought a few little skeins here and there, but most of the things I've saved up for is for this crawl. So at each stop you get patterns, and they gave me this pattern right here. It is called Knit and Purl Capelet, and it was designed by Beth Rowles for Nan's Needlework. And then they gave me a crocheted hat pattern. And I don't crochet that much, so I'm not sure if I will get to use that. But the capelet is really pretty. I might make that at some point. So each time you went to a shop, they gave you 2 patterns, and then they gave you, well, they told you what yarn was showcased in the patterns, and that yarn was 25% off. And that's only if you were part of the yarn crawl. So if you think about it, $10 to enter the yarn crawl gets you the bag and 25% off of a yarn in 13 different stores, and each store had a different yarn. So it wasn't like one yarn no matter where you went. It was different yarns in different stores. So I did not buy the yarn that was showcased there. It was the Blue Heron Rayon Metallic yarn for the capelet, which was gorgeous. But I found, and I saw a sample made up in the store of Wingspan. It is a shawl. They gave us a free pattern. I already had the pattern in my Ravelry library because when it first came out, the designer was giving it away for free for like a week, and I just happened to come across it. I think it's by, I don't know who it's by. Is it Malin Tan, maybe? I'm not sure. But anyways, they had it, they had a pattern knit up in this yarn, Louisa Harding, and I think it's Amatella. You guys know I'm terrible at pronunciation of yarns, but I thought this was really beautiful, and Mom bought some too, but she bought a different colorway. It's just purples and pinks and teal. Just really, really pretty yarn. So that's what that's going to be. And that was Nan's Needleworks. If you guys are ever up that way, it is gorgeous up there. It's right on the water. It's got a boat dock right outside. Just really, really pretty, and kind of like in a canyon. It kind of appeared to me, I'm not sure if it actually was, but you go up and down through hills, and then you kind of go up, and it looks like it's kind of surrounded by hills, so I kind of think it's like in a canyon. Just beautiful. Very lovely. I would love to live up there. I would live in anywhere in the hill country. Really would. So let's see. The next stop was Jonestown, and that was it is called the Happy U, and I went there last year, so that was not a new store for me. Happy U, Happy U, Jonestown. Oh my goodness. Where, oh where, oh, here. Okay, so they gave us 2 patterns. Oh no, that's not it. Oh, here. Okay, so Jonestown is the Happy U, and when we walked in, of course, there's spinning wheels and fiber galore. I have got to start spinning. That they give lessons there, so it's a toss-up between there, if I have the time to drive that far, or there's also a place in Navasota, but this place has some major fiber. They gave me 2 patterns. Of course, one is knit, which is the Winter in the Heart of Texas. Gorgeous made up. I'm making this scarf. Also, they have the Majestic scarf, which is a crochet pattern. Both are really pretty. So, it calls for 1 skein of this yarn here. And this is the Costco. Is that how you say it? Huasco. Just beautiful. I bought the greenish color. It's green and black and just lovely. It's color number 7 if you're interested. And I'm going to make this scarf out of this. Mom also bought a skein for herself, and she's going to make the same scarf. Then Mom found this sitting on a table in a little basket, and it's so cute. It is a knitting kit. It comes with needles and yarn and a pattern, and it says, "In case of emergency, break glass." I just thought that was really cute because I have to have my knitting everywhere with me, and if I don't, I think it's an emergency. It's like, I don't have anything to knit. And then I feel bad. I'm like, I'm wasting my time just sitting here. I wish I had brought my knitting. So I always carry my knitting with me, and Mom thought this was cute. So she bought one for me and one for her. Really cute. So then, what else did I buy? Oh, they were giving away a free skein of Barocco rickrack, and it can make this scarf right here, or they showed it knitted up like around a scarf, like they knitted a long scarf out of regular yarn, and then they put this around it. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but I thought that was really cool, and I like the colors in this one. They had a bunch of different colors to pick from. Mom got one too. I think hers is beige. I think. This colorway is color number 1172 if you're interested. Okay. And then I bought one more skein there. It's the Undyed Yarn, which I believe is a local dyer here in Texas. And it's Undead Yarn. And this is in the Witchy Poo colorway. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon, and it's 420 yards. Orange and black. It was the last one of this colorway, and I grabbed it. And I carried it around. Yeah, I had to have it. So this will probably be socks. Maybe not this year because I finished my Jack and Sally socks, and I do have another skein of Halloween yarn. So I might hang on to this one until next September or October and start knitting Halloween socks next year. So that was the Happy You and Jonestown, Texas. Okay, third on our list was The Gauge. The Gauge is in the north part of Austin. And believe it or not, that is the one and only store I did not buy anything. I like The Gauge. It's very small, and last year I bought 2 or 3 skeins from them, but this year I didn't see anything, and I hated just to buy something. So I didn't. They did have a pattern for free, and what did I do with it? They gave out this pattern right here, and it's really cute. They also have it in crochet, but nothing really stuck out to me there, and I felt bad that I didn't buy anything there because I wanted to buy something from each store, but I didn't. But I will next time I go. I have purchased some things in there before. At one time they had some really cool buttons made by a local artist, and they didn't have any of those in stock. They had Cascade 220, I believe, on sale for 25% off, and I have plenty of Cascade 220, so I didn't buy the specialty yarn and everything they had in there. I was really looking for local dyers this time on this trip, and I just didn't see any. So nothing at The Gauge. So next stop, let's see, was Hill Country Weavers. I'm trying to think of where Mom and I had lunch that day. I can't remember. Oh, we went to Stubbs Barbecue. If you've never been to Stubbs, you should check it out. I think it's on Red River Road in Austin. It's not too far from UT campus and the Capitol. So it was very good. It was very crowded because there was a game on TV, and there were a lot of college students in there getting ready to watch the game. So we ate at Stubbs, and then after that we went to Hill Country Weavers, which is one of my favorite stores. That one, I didn't buy a whole lot there because I know I can go back there, and I will go back there because it's one of my favorite stores. But I did buy a skein, and my mom bought me a skein while we were in there, and they gave out 2 patterns. This one is woven, I believe. Yeah, it was woven on a loom. Hill Country Weavers, they sell a lot of weaving supplies, and this is it's called Banded Together, and it's a hat made for children or adults. And then they gave us smoking embers. And that one is really pretty. It's made out of 2 different yarns. You can see the picture there. Here's maybe a better picture. Really cute. I like the tassels on there. I might make that at some point. But I saw some Madeline Tosh that I absolutely had to have. It is Madeline Tosh Light, which is the 100% superwash merino wool, and it's a neon peach. This just screams me, doesn't it? I had to have it. Neon peach, Madeline Tosh. Madeline Tosh Light. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I could not leave the store without this. And it's not showing up really true to color. That's a little bit more bright than it really is. That is pretty. I had to have it. So I bought that, and then Mom said I needed this, and I kind of did, so she bought it for me. It is Allegra, and it's in Manos del Uruguay, and it is the Fuego. My Spanish is bad. It's the Fuego, I think, colorway. And it's beautiful. I think it's the same yarn that I bought at the one in Jonestown. Let me see. No, it's different. It's different. But anyways, I love it. It's got pink and khaki and red. It's really, really, really pretty. It's going to be a shawl. Okay, so next on the list was after we went to Hill Country Weavers, we went to the Knitting Nest. The Knitting Nest is also one of my favorites. And while I was there, she had one or two, I think she had a local dyer, and then she had a lady who sews. And since I sew, I don't normally buy knitting bags because I make my own project bags. But there was a lady in there who made the cutest little bag and had to have it. Is that not cute? And then on the back, it's blue. And it's got this gold faux leather. So stinking cute. I had to have it. Here is the lady's card, and she sells on Etsy. And she was super sweet. I got to meet her in person. And here's the inside of the bag. It's so cute. I had to have it. It was the only one like it. And I just had to. I mean, it would hold a pair of socks. So I love it. I love, love, love it. I'm really not into unicorns at all. But this was so stinking cute. I had to have it. So that was one purchase I made. I think this is the pattern. I sorted through all my stuff before I started filming to put the patterns with the yarn. And I think this was the pattern that Knitting in the Nest gave out. It is coin purse. They also have it in the back on crocheted. And I'm pretty sure that was the pattern that was given there. The shop is owned by a lady who used to live in Houston. I think she lived in League City. I met her at one time. Her name is Stacy. I met her and she was there. I didn't get to talk to her this time around, but the first time I went into her store, I got to speak to her, and she was very, very sweet. She said she was from Houston area. I think she said League City. That she moved up to Austin to be with her kids and grandkids, which I think is really cool. And then she opened up a yarn store, which she had wanted to do for a very long time. So if you guys are ever up in Austin, you need to go to the Knitting Nest. Check it out. She's had famous people in there from Ravelry. I know you've seen them. For one, she had Ysolda. Is that how you say her name? Famous designer, Whimsical Knits. And then, yeah, it's a great story. You need to go check it out. But I bought this. It is a local dyer here in Texas. And there you go. It's called Iced Coffee. And since I absolutely love iced coffee, I bought it just because of the name. I'm not gonna lie. It's gray and browns with a tinge of purpley brown. I love it. It is made out of 80% superwash wool and 20% nylon, so this very well could be a pair of socks. It's kind of what I'm thinking. So that's what I bought at the Knitting Nest. Very nice store. I took some pictures. I need to put them, they're on Instagram, some of the pictures, but on the handle to the door, it was yarn bombed. Her tree was yarn bombed. She had this metal, it looked like a hanging basket with a little bird in it, and she had thrown scraps of yarn in there to make it a nest. Very, very cute. So definitely worth checking out. Okay, so after that, we started to make our way to San Antonio because we were spending the night in San Antonio that Saturday. So we went to one more store on the way there, which is in New Braunfels, which is, if you're familiar with Texas, New Braunfels is between Austin and San Antonio. So it made sense, right? So we went to the Lucky U. Is that right? Yes, the Lucky U. And there, that was a really, really neat store. I had never been there before. It's owned by a man, and he had designed a shawl, which was gorgeous. And it had a kit, and the kit came with 2 skeins of yarn, a pattern, and it was all in a wine little case for wine. Super, super cute. It was $75, and I didn't want to spend that at one store, so I didn't buy that, but I ran into the lady who is the dyer for Vice Yarns, and I got my picture taken with her. She probably thought I was crazy because I was like, will you take a picture with me? And she said somebody else had asked her once before in an airport, so then I didn't feel so bad. But she was really nice, and I had to buy her yarn. I've seen her yarn in shops before, but I've never got to buy any, so I did. And here is the Vice yarn I bought, and it is rainbow color. It's blue and pink and yellow and green and turquoise. I love it. It is her Paradigm fingering weight yarn, and it's 80% merino and 20% nylon, and it comes with 450 yards, and she named this Plain Jane colorway, but there's nothing plain about it. Super, super squishy, just major loveliness. And this dyer is from Houston. She is from League City, and she is amazing. Her yarns are the most vibrant yarns ever. I have seen her yarn at Hill Country Weavers. They are also sold at the yarn shop in League City, which I cannot remember the name of that. I've only been there once. But then the Lucky U had it, and I think Yarn Arama in Page, Texas has it. But check her out. She is on Ravelry, and I can't remember her Ravelry name. But if you look up Vice Yarns, you can find her that way on Ravelry. So, really cute. They did have patterns. They had this really cute knitted cowl. It's knit like a tube in color work, and then this is crocheted. I absolutely love this bag. I might have to try to crochet that. I love it. Super cute. So that was the store in New Braunfels, and I definitely will be back to that store at some point because I loved it. I loved it. Okay, so then we went to San Antonio, and it was too early. I'm sorry. My cat is sleeping on the chair, and I think I must have scared her reaching for my water, and she jumped like really high. And now she's giving me a look like, can't believe you woke me up. She's hilarious. So we went to check in at the Menger, and then we went down to the Riverwalk, and we carried our little knitting bags because we were going to sit and knit. But the Riverwalk was super crowded, and we didn't get to. I did go to the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, and I bought some fudge. Awesome fudge. I first tasted this fudge when my sister lived in Colorado, and we actually went to a Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, but they've had one on the Riverwalk for a while, and every time I go, I buy one. And the good thing about this is it does not melt in the Texas heat. Fudge doesn't melt. Perfect. I should have bought some for swaps, but I don't have a swap coming up, and I didn't want it to get all old and gross. It does last a few weeks in the package like this, but next time I'm at the Riverwalk and I have a swap to do, I will definitely buy some for that. Okay, so then we went to eat at Casa Rio, which is one of my favorite restaurants in San Antonio. It is right on the river. And then Mom and I were tired. Actually, Dottie had her surgery the Friday night before, and we delayed leaving the house by about an hour because I wanted to make sure she was going to be okay, and that my husband had to take care of her. And yeah, I wanted to feed her and give her her first antibiotics, and she did really well. So she was up all night long, and I had probably 2 to 3 hours of sleep that night because I kept hearing her, and I kept going into the hallway to look and see if she was okay, because they said she might have some bleeding. She never did. But every time I went out into the hallway, she was like just standing there looking down the hall. I think that anesthesia that she was on really like messed up her sleeping. I don't know. I gave her pain medicine. She finally went back to sleep. Yeah, she was a little sick puppy. Not like sick, but just you could tell she didn't feel good. So we got a late start. I guess we left about, I think I left the house at 5:30 or 6:30. I can't remember. But yeah, I had been up all night. So after we ate, we went back to the hotel. We took our showers and sat around in our PJs and looked through our yarn, and then we went to bed early. So kind of party poopers, but oh well. Next time maybe I won't have that stress. With Dottie right before I leave. So anyways, so Sunday we got up early and we went to, there are 3 yarn stores in San Antonio, and even though I go to San Antonio off and on to see my sister-in-law Shirley, I have not been to any of these. So it was fun. The first one we went to was the Yarn Barn. The Yarn Barn is not too far from downtown. Let's see. And it's in a little old house. Very, very cute. And like, I guess it was like a historical area. The houses were gorgeous. Some of them were run down. Some of them they were fixing up. Very pretty, huge houses, like early 1900s. And this one was in an old house, and had gotten lost getting there. I had typed in their address, the spelling of their street wrong, and it took me to the courthouse in San Antonio. And I had to call them and figure it out, but I finally got there, and oh, let's see. I'm showing you the wrong stuff. Let me see where. Oh, here it is. Okay, I almost showed you the wrong stash. So this one is called the Yarn Barn. It is in San Antonio, and they dye their own yarn. And I bought this loveliness. It is Yarn Barn, and the colors are a little darker than it's showing up on the camera, but it is 438 yards. It doesn't say what it is. It doesn't say the blend. It is definitely fingering. I assume it's merino. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't know what the makeup of it is. Lovely nonetheless. And then I bought it in this, where it has the gradual color change. Very, very pretty. This one also does not say what it is, but it is also 438 yards, and just very, very pretty. I've never had anything like this, so I'm super, super excited about that one. And then I kept looking at this, and Mom actually bought it for me. It is Lone Star Arts Sunflower. It is a local dyer here in Texas. They have an Etsy store. It's Lone Star Arts with an S .etsy.com if you want to check it out. This is 100% superwash merino. I think this is going to be either a sockhead hat and mittens, or possibly a shawl. I don't know, but I love it. It's yellow and brown and beige. Just gorgeous. I don't really have anything this color. I guess that might be why I was drawn to it. And then I bought some Knit Pick scissors. You can never have too many scissors because mine always go disappearing. And then I found this, and it is KA is the brand, and it is aluminum stitch holders. And yes, I have plenty of stitch holders, but this is like the Arrow Bernat needles that I have. They're metal and then they're coated. And I love that these are coated because the other ones kind of give me the creeps sometimes. So I had to buy these. And then, oh, they gave us this pattern here, the prickly pear. And they gave us Highland gauntlets. And I love this. I had to buy this. It was $3 on their sale rack. They had a bunch of patterns for sale. And then Mom bought this one because her and I both like this. And so she bought it. So we're going to share it. She went ahead and stuck it in my bag. So that was the Yarn Barn, San Antonio, Texas, not too far from downtown. And then I had, then we went to, where did we go next? We went to, oh, the Yarnivore. I love the Yarnivore. That was, if I lived in San Antonio, that would probably be my local yarn shop. I loved it. They had a huge selection of yarn, and the owners were really nice. So they gave us 3 patterns, actually. They gave us the knitted square bag, and they gave us the granny square bag, which is crocheted, obviously. And then they gave us the yellow rose mitts. Those are really, really pretty. And they are knit up in their yarn, I believe, which is, it is called, what is it called? It's called Ba La Jala. Jala? Really nice yarn. I absolutely love this. I bought it in 2 colors because I loved it so much. I bought the yellow, which is really bright. It's not showing up very good in the, there, that's more the color. It reminded me of my mama, and so I bought it. Her favorite color was yellow. And then here is this one, also the same brand. Just gorgeous yarn. It was 100% superwash merino, and it's fingering, made in the USA, Texas, dyed in Texas. Just gorgeous and squishy. I love it, love it, love it. So that was the Yarnivore in San Antonio, Texas. Definitely check them out if you ever go to San Antonio. They were not too terribly far from downtown. I think they were on the north side of San Antonio and kind of near Military Parkway, maybe. After that, we went to a hamburger place that was really, really good. It wasn't too far from this one. No, I take that back. I think we went to one more yarn store before we had lunch. And that one was in Skeen. And they gave 2 patterns away. Here is a shawl pattern and a chevron cowl. And I'm making the chevron cowl. It also is shown in crochet. Mine will be knitted. And I bought the 2 yarns. They were 25% off. Here's their card in Skein yarns. And the cowl calls for these 2 particular yarns, so they were both 25% off. The first one is Jupiter Moon Harriet, and I bought it in the colorway that is 1009. The second yarn is, I can't say that. It is in color number 10008. This is Peruvian yarn. And so here my cowl will look like this. Love it. And they're both super soft and squishy and fuzzy. I love, love, love them. Especially the Jupiter Moon. It is kind of like a furry, has like a little halo going. Oh no. Is it, yeah, it's alpaca. 100% baby alpaca. That's why. I love it. It smells good too. So that is what I bought there. And then we went to, no, where did, am I missing a bag of yarn? Let's see. I am missing a bag of yarn. No. Where did my other yarn go? Oh no, oh no. I am missing a bag of yarn. I wonder if Mom has it. Might have to show you that next week. We went to the Tinsmith's Wife. And I know I had it. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. Okay. Tinsmith Wife. That is in Comfort, Texas, which is north of San Antonio, northwest of San Antonio. And this was an awesome store. I had never been there before. If you go anywhere near Comfort, you have to check this out. This was one of my favorites. Tinsmith Triangle is one pattern. And here they gave us the Tinsmith Tunisian triangle. It's made with the, I don't know if I said that right, the really long crochet hook. You know what I'm talking about? Awesome, awesome store. Cute little old building in downtown Comfort, and found all kinds of stuff there. Blurry, there I am. Okay, so I think this is their yarn, the Sheepwalk Fiber Art Studio. And check this out. I love this colorway. It is white and pastel purple, pastel peach, and the colorway is called Pretty Cowgirl, and it is 600 yards of 100% superwash merino yarn. Very, very lovely. This is going to be a shawl of some kind. I just don't know which one. Then I bought some String Theory. I have heard of this yarn, but I have never got to use it. Excuse me. This is orange and purple and white. Really pretty. It is 70% superwash BFL, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. I think since this has cashmere and silk and no nylon, it has to be a shawl as well. I don't know which pattern. If you guys have a suggestion, I'd love to hear. And then I bought 2 gumballs. These little mini skeins. One is glazed over carrots, and the other one is called Icebreaker. And these are going to be for my barn raising squares. Here's the card if you're interested. Tinsmith's Wife. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous store. It had like 3 different rooms to go in, a bunch of samples, a huge long table that had things like lotion bars, which I bought one. And I had never seen this this scent before. It's not showing up good because of the, it's sweet cinnamon pumpkin. Oh my gosh. Excuse me a minute while I smell it. It smells so good. Can y'all smell it? It smells so good. It definitely smells like fall time. I had never seen this scent before, and it's sweet cinnamon pumpkin. And then my mom's so sweet. She bought me a little felted bag. Is that not cute? It's got a little sheet. I should take it out of the plastic. I'll take it out of the plastic real quick so you can see it better. It's a felted needle case. Can you see? So cute. I love it. It's got a little ball on the end. I was all about bags this year, wasn't I? It is lined inside. I never buy bags, and then I ended up with actually, I believe, 3 bags this year. So very, very cute. Thank you, Mom. I love it. So that was the Tinsmith Wife, and that was all we did last weekend. This weekend, I'll try to make this quick because I'm already at 58 minutes, and my podcasts never go that long. So that was all last weekend. That was 10 shops last weekend, just me and Mom and a girls' weekend. Then yesterday, I went and picked up my mom and dad, and my dad came with us. He likes to ride around and see the countryside, so that's what we did. We started off, we stopped at Buc-ee's. If you're not from Texas, you don't know what Buc-ee's is probably, but it is a gas station / convenience store, and it is huge. And they are all over Texas. I think they started up in the 90s, and they've just been expanding. Their little mascot is a beaver, and they sell things like beaver nuggets, which I sometimes buy and send to Victoria, who does not live here anymore because she remembers beaver nuggets. They sell coffee, ices. The bigger Buc-ee's have bakeries and places where they sell sandwiches. They have packaged sandwiches. You can just grab them and go. Their bathrooms are extremely clean. So if you're traveling through Texas and you see a Buc-ee's and you have to go, that's where you need to stop. Buc-ee's. So we went there for breakfast. Then we went to LaGrange. You guys might remember LaGrange for being famous for the chicken ranch. Back in '73, I believe it was shut down because of Marvin Zindler. It was just a huge scandal here in Texas that there was actually, you know, a chicken ranch. So anyways, we did not see the chicken ranch. I think they have tore it down. But we did stop at the courthouse, and I took a picture, and I, of course, put it on Instagram. But the first store we went to was, what was the name of the first store? It is called, oh yeah, the Quilted Skein. And this store had, it was kind of a small store. Half of it was fabric and things for quilting, and then the other side was yarn and notions. It was really a fun store. I will definitely go back there. Let's see what I bought there. Am I missing more yarn? Oh, no, here it is. Okay, so it is called the Quilted Skein. It is in LaGrange, Texas. Okay, and they gave out 2 patterns, of course. There is a lacy square shawl, and this is the one I'm going to knit. The easiest shawl in the world. And you can't really see a good picture, but it is knit out of Vice yarns, and the lady who dyes the Vice yarns was actually there again. She recognized my mom and I, wondered how we were enjoying the crawl, and so of course I bought some more of her yarn, and this is called Blurred Lines, and it's a sport weight. And I am so loving this dark red to black. Just very, very pretty. It's called Matador is the colorway. And it's 100 grams, 270 yards. And this skein takes just that. This pattern takes just that. And it's knit on size 17 needles. So I am definitely going to start this pattern. Very open work looking pattern because of the huge size needles. But isn't that gorgeous? Very, very pretty. So that was one thing I bought. While we were looking around, the lady that dyes for Vice had suggested that she uses these stitch markers, and I had seen them around. They look like little safety pins. She says she uses nothing but these now, so I was like, maybe I need to give them a try. So I bought them. You can see better. I bought them to give them a try. They're Hiya Hiya knitter safety pins is what they're called. So that was the Quilted Skein in LaGrange. After that, we ate at a restaurant there in LaGrange, and I think it was Cafe Dobre or something like that. It was really good, right across the street from the courthouse. I had the chicken tenders and fries, but I almost ordered the Joshua Burger, which had jalapenos on it, and I think that would have been really good. Maybe after Christmas and things slow down, Mom and I might take a trip back up there. And I'm going to go there and order the Joshua Burger because it looked really, really good. After that, we went to Page, Texas. Page is halfway between Houston and Austin off of 290. And there I bought, oh, I forgot to show you something. Mom bought me this. Yes, another bag, but isn't it cute? It is made by felted little balls, and they are all sewn together. It's got the little zipper with a little pull, and it's lined. Oh, she also bought me these. Forgot. They're needles, tapestry needles, but they have the loops for the eyes. Much easier to thread. And she bought this at the Quilted Skein. Thank you, Mom, again. Bag number 3. I was a bag hog this year. Okay, so our second stop yesterday was Yarnarama in Page, Texas. And very nice store owner. Her husband had even baked cookies, which were fabulous. Fabulous oatmeal cookies. But she gave out 2 patterns. Here is a scarf and shawl pattern. It's 3 different sizes. You can make small, medium, and large. And then she had the Baubles and Seeds scarf, and it's crocheted. And I am going to make this, and I did not buy the yarn that it suggested. I bought Madeline Tosh instead. Madeline Tosh Prairie, which is a lace weight yarn, and this is in the Betty Draper's blue. And if you guys have ever seen Mad Men, I'm sure that's a reference to Mad Men, Betty Draper blue. I love Mad Men, but I need to catch up on it. So very, very pretty Madeline Tosh. That's a really pretty picture. That's exactly what it looks like. Awesome. So that is going to be this scarf. And I already have beads for it, so I didn't buy beads. I have some left over from my black shawl that I knitted. My Boo shawl. Okay, so I forgot to show you this. Yes, I got another one. I did. This one is Blue Gardenia. Mom bought me this one. Oh, it smells so good. I haven't unwrapped it yet. Well, I halfway unwrapped it. I left the paper around it. Oh, it smells good. It smells very clean and soapy. Love, love, love. Okay, so the very, very last store is called WC Mercantile, and it is in Navasota, Texas. And actually, this isn't very far from my house. I'm out in Northwest Houston. So, this store is only probably 30-40 minutes from me. I can see me going back here. Store lady was very nice, the store owner. She had 2 patterns. This is the Texas Sage Wrap. Very pretty. I did not buy the yarn for this. It takes 4 skeins of Rowan Kid Silk Haze. 2 balls of one color and 2 balls of another. It is gorgeous, but I saw some other pretties in there that I wanted instead, so I opted to not buy the yarn that was on sale. Here is an armadillo pillow. It's a really cute pattern. This one, it's actually knit. Is this crocheted? Oh my gosh, this is crocheted. Probably a good thing that I did not buy yarn for this, because it's probably a little bit more advanced than my crochet skills. Anyways, here is a pillow. It's knit, and it's got the really pretty buttons on the top. I like that. I might make that for my knitting room at some point. This store, oh my gosh, they have They have wheels. They have, they teach spinning, which is probably where I'm going to go to learn how to spin. I bought this. They have their own yarn, and the yarn is made not too far from them. And I don't have uh, the business cards. I asked my mom to grab them for me, and I guess she stuck them in her bag and didn't give them to me. But this is hand-painted silk yarn. It's 100% spun silk, high twist with lots of texture, and it's just gorgeous. It's there. It's bright yellow. Really pretty. Also made me think of my mama. Then I bought the hand-dyed merino, and I'm not sure what this will be. It's got silk in it. Probably going to be a shawl. Very, very pretty. And I bought this one. It's 2-ply. It's 100% superwash merino. Very, very pretty green. It's really not showing up true to color on the video. And then I bought some cable needles. I had 3 different sizes. They were all $1 a piece. And I really like these. I like the shape of them because they can hold the stitches better if you have to drop it and let it sit a minute. So I bought 3 different sizes. And then I bought something I had never seen in a yarn store before, and I don't spin yet, so I know that's probably pretty stupid. I will say that they had beautiful spindles. They were anywhere from $60 to $80. I might break down and buy one at some point, but check out what they had. Do you guys know what this is? It's silk cocoons. Is that not cool? I love them, but they stink. They stink really bad. So when I walked out of the store, I had to take these out of my bag and put them separate because I didn't want my yarn smelling like this. But they are so cool. I just had to have them. I don't know that I'll ever spin them, but I thought they'd be really cool in a glass jar here in my knitting room so I could at least look at them. They had some dyed, which was really cool. I might dye these at some point. But yeah, really, really neat. I'd never seen these before. I had to have them. And of course, I don't have their business card. But while I was there, the lady who owned the shop was telling me about the Bluebonnet Fiber Tour. And I don't know if my mom and I are going to get to go on this or not. But it's really cool. They take you out to the alpaca ranch, and you get to pet the alpacas, and then they tell you about the process of how they shear the alpacas and the process it goes into making the yarn. And then you have lunch. They feed you lunch, and then you go back to the store, and they teach you how to dye the yarn, and you get to keep your skein, of course. Really exciting. I'm gonna see, Mom and I have something every weekend. Yeah, I don't think we have anything this coming up weekend, but November 1st we have the trip to Borney, I think is November. No, I can't remember. Oh no, we've got a family reunion on the 1st. On the 8th, we're going to Borney, Texas for the Texas Fiber Festival. And the following weekend would be this 15th. So I'm not sure if we'll go. She says they do it twice a year. So we might do it in the spring. But it sounds like a blast. I mean, who would not want to go pet the alpacas? I definitely would. So we'll see. That might be up and coming. And if so, maybe I can take some pictures and put them on Instagram or maybe a short video. I don't know. Anyways, I have talked long enough. I am at 1 hour and 14 minutes, which I think is a record for me. I never talked that long. So I hope I didn't bore you guys. I hope you enjoyed seeing my stash. If you could, please tell me how I can block that sweater so that you can see the sleeves. And if you have any suggestions for what I should make with this yarn, I would love to hear from you. So I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week, and hopefully I will have some new projects cast on so you can see. Talk to you soon. Bye.